everybody, welcome back to our channel. I am Melinda. Tracy is right over there.
Hello.
And it has been a while.
Just a little while.
It's been a while. I'm sorry. So I guess we can just kind of catch you up a little bit. So on April 4th, well, actually like on April 12th, our niece Katrina, she's living with us. She was uncomfortable. She was having some stomach pains. On the 14th, we finally were able to convince her that she should probably go get it checked out. And so she worked Monday and Tuesday. She came home from work, changed. I took her to the ER.
Well, she went to urgent care and they told her to go to the ER.
Yeah, she went to urgent care. They told her to go to the ER. And because they thought what we thought, that it could be appendicitis. Well, turns out it was. She had a perforated appendix. And so they were going to need to do surgery. And
that is until
and then, being in the hospital, they routinely will do a COVID test to make sure. Sure enough, comes back positive. No symptoms. She'd been fine.
You've been fine.
We've been fine. So that was fun. So that changed the course of everything. They didn't do the surgery because her appendix was just perforated, so there was a small hole with a little bit. Anyways, they didn't do the surgery. It wasn't safe to do the surgery because if she was in the beginning stages of COVID, it could be riskier to do the surgery than to not do the surgery. She was in the hospital for a few days. They got her pain under control and pumped her with some antibiotics, sent her home on antibiotics.
You couldn't stay with her because
I was going to be able to stay with her in the hospital while she had her surgery. And then after the COVID positive test, the nurse we had was amazing. He tried to advocate to let me stay with her, but he did not win. So, I had to leave.
Which was very hard.
It was really hard. I think it was 2 or 3 in the morning when I had to leave the hospital because I got to stay with her in the emergency room. Once they finally had a room to move her to, I had to leave, and I just cried after she left because I couldn't be with her and help her and advocate for her. So, anyways, she's doing so much better now.
We've all been quarantined.
We have been quarantining I asked them, I said, so since she's positive and we all live together, do we need to test? And they said no. Unless you have symptoms arise, things change, you get, headaches that don't go away with medication or whatever, you're basically just a presumptive case.
So basically just assume you have it and treat it that way. Yes,
exactly. You assume you have it and you treat it that way. So we have all 3 been quarantining. If we're in a room together, then, because we know Katrina was positive, we don't know if we were positive for sure. And because of Tracy's compromised immune system, we figure if we're in a room together, we're going to all wear a mask. We're doing everything for her. I don't know. That might be different.
We're doing everything we can.
We're doing what we can.
Pretty much stays in her room.
She's pretty much in her room no matter what anyways, but she's feeling so much better. So she's kind of counting down the days of when do we get to leave?
We all are.
We all are a little bit. So
it's different when you're told you can't leave.
Right.
It's your choice. It's one thing. When they say you gotta stay here and we're doing what we gotta do and getting through it.
Right. So that's what we've been doing.
So no Dollar Tree hauls.
So there's been no Dollar Tree. And yeah. So what I did do for you guys, I mentioned this in a video, the last video that I was going to do a DIY test video with all of the Dollar Tree Cricut products and the glass etching cream and whatnot. So I've done all that. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how the DIY YouTubers do it. Editing a craft video is so much more time consuming. Oh my gosh. So much more.
That's why you don't do it that often.
So that's kind of why I don't do. I'm sure, like, the more you do it, the more you figure it out, and
you'll try and get better with it.
I'll get better, and I'm sure I'll do more. Anyways, so this video, I'm going to be showing you how I tried out the permanent Cricut vinyl, or the permanent Dollar Tree vinyl. I tried out their transfer tape. I tried the removable vinyl, and I tried the glitter iron-on and the glitter paper vinyl and the glass etching cream. So I am going to show you that now. I'm doing a voiceover for the crafting portion, and then I'll kind of try and throw some music in when I don't need to be talking. Since I'm really doing this more as a demonstration of the Dollar Tree products, I'm not necessarily going to walk you through step by step on all the things that I'm doing, like within Cricut Design Space and stuff like that. But if that's something you would like me to do, if that's something that interests you and you'd be like, hey, how are you doing that? Or why did you do it this way? Let me know in the comments. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you would like. If you would like me to try and do more crafting videos, I'd be happy to consider it.
Give her a reason to craft some more.
Yes.
She wants to craft.
I do.
It's just hard to get the motivation
right.
sometimes.
So,
as you can tell, we have lots of crafting stuff.
Right? My crafting area right here, I've got lots of stuff, and it goes all the way over there. So yeah, if that's something that you would like to see here on Shopping and More with the Maitlands, let me know. Tell me what you'd like to see, and I will, I'll see what we can do.
Our goal is to start trying.
I want to give you guys more content. I do.
We just got a lot going on.
Yeah, I want to give you guys more content. I don't want to buy. I need to stop buying so much Dollar Tree stuff because I don't know. I don't have. We're downsizing. We are downsizing.
We got stuff going.
And so we need to be careful, be a little more choosy.
We're trying to come up with some different content.
So yeah, we kind of want to do. I mean, we're shopping and more, so we need to work on the more part.
We have ideas. It's just going to take us some time to
tell us what you think you would like to see.
Because I got ideas.
Tracy's got ideas. I've got ideas.
We just got to get the stuff to do some of it.
Yeah.
Get the motivation to do some of it. But definitely want to come up with more content.
So tell us what you want to see. And also tell me about your crafting stuff. Like, are you a crafter? Would you like to see more crafting? In addition to what other ideas what else would you like to see from us? So, with all that being said, let's get into the crafting review video.
And we don't know when our next video is going to be at this point.
Right. It will probably be at least a week because we're not going to be going out of the house until
another 4 days.
Maybe Thursday. Yeah. Today's Sunday. We won't be able to leave the house until Thursday. So, at the earliest, we would be going to the store this weekend. And then
we'll probably be seeing our grandbaby.
But yeah, we're wanting to go see our grandbaby.
He's moving now.
See that guy right there? That's Mr. Ethan. How old was Ethan in that picture?
Maybe a year and a half.
This one right here? About a year and a half old. He looks just like his daddy. Oh my gosh, Wesley looks just like his daddy. Anyways, okay, into the crafting. I will see you at the end. Alright, so here I'm going to start out and try the permanent vinyl. It's the yellow, and this is 12 inches by 48 inches. So get that on the mat, and I'll use my paper trimmer to just cut down the size piece that I need. We'll feed that into the machine and cut out our first piece. So you can kind of see there underneath the housing, pieces are starting to come up. That is not great. You can see it right there. It's pulled up from the backing. So not too thrilled about that, but the big G part, that worked just fine. So we'll take it off the mat. You always want to peel the mat from the material, not the material from the mat. Now we're going to try the permanent green. Same process. Just unroll it, attach it to the mat, cut off the amount that we need so we don't waste any, and feed it in. This one didn't have the letters, so it cut a lot quicker. And you can see that G up there in the corner. And again, I'll trim off what I don't need and save the rest in my scraps. So this is the picker. I think they call it a picker in Crafter Square. This is their weeding tool, and I really actually like it. It's, yeah, they call it a picker. So I like that it looks just like it, you guys. They are just about the same size, a little slightly different angle, but not much. It's a little bit longer and thinner. I mean, look at that. But my favorite feature is that right there, the finger grip. So we're gonna try this out. I'm gonna trim off the extra stuff and then weed off the, and I like the way this weeds. It weeds really well. So here, I'm gonna weed this, and this is the part that had some of the lettering come up. See, it pulled up parts of the A and the E because it didn't quite cut all the way. So I just trimmed it off, and we're just going to go with the G. So now we're going to get the transfer tape, I believe. There we go. And we're going to trim off some of that. It's 12 inches by 36 inches. And this transfer taper doesn't have the grid on the back like the Cricut brand does, but it's okay. I like it. Here's that scraper tool. So the scraper tool is pretty good. It looks very similar. I'll show you that here in a second. So this is Cricut's big scraper, and then here is their little scraper. You can see they're very similar in size and width. It's a little bit narrower at the bottom. But you see the Dollar Tree one, the corner is bent. And I believe I showed that to you guys. It should be smooth. You want it really smooth so it doesn't snag anything. So I just have to make sure I'm careful to use that corner facing up. All right, so we're gonna get the transfer tape onto our G. We're gonna burnish it on front and back. And then we're going to layer it onto our yellow. Change the angle here a little bit, and see, this is where I should have layered a little better. You can kind of see a gap in between that yellow and green, but it's okay. We're just testing to see how we like the product, not if I'm doing a good job, right? So here I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol. That little pump bottle, got it from the Dollar Tree. You guys know that. I've shown it before. Alcohol is from the Dollar Tree as well, and so are the cotton swabs, or the cotton rounds. So here I'm going to burnish it onto the book, and just making sure it's really good and stuck on there. I did make sure that the alcohol dried first, and then it peels off really nicely too. So all in all, I'm happy with the transfer tape and with this permanent vinyl. I'd say it's a go. That's everything I used. And here I'm going to show you, that's the side-by-side of the Cricut version or a name brand version versus the Dollar Tree. So all in all, I think it's a thumbs up, guys. All right, so now we're going to try the, I can't get it into focus, the glass etching cream. There we go. All right, 0.7 ounces. Wonderful. We're going to shake this thing up in a minute. And here, this is just a glass mason jar from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use the removable vinyl to make a stencil. There's my burnishing tool and a stencil brush there on the computer. I'm just trying to figure out what image I'm going to use. Right now I'm trying to find a mason jar that I can kind of use for placement to make sure I get my sizing right. So I make the mason jar the size of my actual mason jar, and then I can adjust the dragonflies so that they look proportional, like the way that I want them. And if you guys want me to do more videos of like how I'm doing these things, I'd be happy to consider doing that. You just let me know in the comments. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, or if you like this video, we would love you to do both of those. That'd be great. So here I'm putting the removable vinyl on the mat, just trimming it down to what I need, and then we'll get it into the machine and cutting. So I'm doing just premium vinyl setting, and I'm gonna do, here I'm searching for the vinyls. You can search for what material you want. I just end up choosing premium vinyl. And then the pressure, I used default pressure. And you can see it starts coming up. So not super pleased with that, but that happens to me with delicate cut, like intricate cuts on other vinyls too. So we can see, I'm just trying to show you the different angles of that, how it's pulled up. All right, so we're weeding it. It weeds fine. The weeding's not a problem. Sorry, it's not completely in frame there, but it weeds easy enough. And there's my other little Dollar Tree weeding bucket. So here you can see there's one wing that's missing. So it's still kind of connected. It didn't cut through all the way, so I'm having to rip it up, and then that in between the wings detached from the body. So I can't really use that for a stencil. I mean, I could have trimmed pieces out. Here's the back of that vinyl. You can see it's really thin. So I'm trying it again on less pressure. Same vinyl material selection, but I used less pressure. Again, you can see it did the same thing. It didn't work. So I changed the image and I went with a less detailed image, and I used, actually, yeah, so I tried to do a less detailed image, but I screwed, that was user error right there, because I didn't realize it was going to be doing an outline. Whoops, my fault. All right. Try it one more time. We'll trim it down. And then I tried to peel it off and the backing tore. So the backing isn't super, but maybe if I was more patient, I don't know. All right. Burnish that on there, because with this one it kind of was bubbling a little bit, because when I moved the backing, it kind of lifted from the back. The vinyl did. So I had to burnish it down. We're gonna do a even simpler design. I used the vinyl setting stencil vinyl and light pressure. So you can see a little bit came up in the antenna area, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. So we'll weed that out. You can see it pops off of there super easy. And there we go. So we'll remove that from the mat. Now we are going to put it on the glass so we can try the etching cream. I don't know why I didn't use transfer tape on this. Maybe because the vinyl just comes off so easily from the backing that I was just like, I'm not even going to bother. But so I'm placed that on there. You want to make sure everything is smoothed out and there's no bubbles. Because with a stencil and the etching cream, you don't want that etching cream to get underneath the edge of your vinyl. So I think I've got all the bubbles out now. Flatten that antenna section down. And I think we're ready to start with the etching cream. So we got to shake that up really good, get it open. It was kind of wet in the lid even before I unsealed it, so I'm not sure what happened there. But, oh well. This is a Dollar Tree stencil brush, and we are just going to put a thick layer all over where the dragonfly is. Oh, I found another bubble. So we're just going to brush it on, dab it on. You want to just get a thick layer of it. And see, that's pretty thin, so we need to get more on there. And the texture of this stuff, it's kind of like sandy almost. It's got grit to it. It's gritty. I've only done glass etching cream once, and that was a few years ago, so I don't recall exactly. You want to be careful not to get stuff on the outside of your stencil, only where you want it to change the texture of the glass. So I had to do some cleanup around the outside of the stencil. I'm going to prop it up and let it set for 30 minutes. Now, here's 30 minutes later. You can tell it's dried. It looks a little powdery. So I'm going to go rinse that off and be right back. Alright, so I've rinsed it off. And the water kind of got underneath the vinyl, so it peeled off super easy. And dry it off. And there's, no, it's okay. See how it's kind of, there's not crisp lines. It's kind of, so it bled underneath the edge of the vinyl. Essentially is what that means. So there's something dark behind it. You can kind of see the lines are not sharp. I mean, it's okay. Alright, so here we are going to use the iron-on glitter. I'm going to use a can koozie, and you can see it's starting to tear. That's not good. So, it's so annoying when I see that come out of the machine. So we'll flip it over and I'll do less pressure and we'll try this again. Now, anytime you're doing something that's an iron-on, you have to have it do a mirror image so that it's backwards. That way when you iron it on, it reads correctly. That cut much better. Much better than that. Default pressure, no go. Alright, we'll get that off the mat. We'll cut the blue portion, did the less pressure so that we didn't screw it up. You can see that it cut, nothing really lifted, so that was nice. I was afraid that those little stars were gonna cause an issue. Trim off the extra, peel it off the mat. I really need to figure out the right camera angle on this. It's a work in progress, guys. I tend to be doing things in that bottom right corner. Alright, so I put them back on the mat because it's easier to weed on the mat. So I've got my little Dollar Tree weed collectors. Okay, so, anyways, oh, and there's my Dollar Tree trash can that I use for all my scraps. I've got a few of those around the house. But that thing that I've got in my fingers, that's the nail polish holder that we use for weeding. And then this thing standing up is the little silicone squeeze bottle for like sauces that you find in with the dishes and stuff like that. Just cut an X in the bottom. So that red one peeled, it weeded really nicely. I'm just having trouble picking up that last little piece or two, but I was really pleased with how that one weeded. You can see the blue left a lot more glitter than the red did. Alright, so here's my koozie. I'm trimming down some excess so I can place the two pieces exactly where I want them. And then I'm going to take my heat press. Again, I need to work on the angle. There we go, Melinda. I've got my mini heat press. I wasn't sure what setting to use, so I just used in the middle setting. And you're supposed to do iron-ons until you can see it kind of bubble. With this dark blue glitter, it was kind of hard to see that, so I try to peel and I see it's coming back up, so I go a little bit longer. And you can see nubs on the side. You're going to see in a second that my nubs didn't quite stay on. So I think that's more of a user error, so I'm not going to blame the vinyl on that. See, my nubs are gone on the sides. Oh well. And then I left a little piece over there. We'll put in the America. Iron that on. Now this one was easier to tell when it was ready because I could kind of see it lifting, the transfer tape lifting from the glitter, so that was nice. There we go. Yeah, I think that turned out pretty good. It's not really lifting, it's just those couple pieces that I missed, so I like it for the most part. Okay, here is the vinyl paper, glitter paper. There was 4 different colors. I was gonna try and make a flower and like a word create to put on the front of my Cricut. And I start to cut. I used smooth glitter vinyl, I think was the material, and then I did default pressure, and you can see it is lifting bad. I throw my elbow on there because I'm frustrated. So unload that. That's a major fail. It's supposed to be a big flower and the word create. So let's get rid of this. Peel it off. And it went through the backing. See all that? That's not fun. So I'm going to pull up what I can with my hands. The glittered rose gold part is like sticking to me. So I'm gonna get my big scraper and just scrape it off of the mat. Fortunately, I was able to get everything off the mat. If that paper had stayed on the mat, I would not have been happy, because that wouldn't be good. All right, we're gonna try again. Same cutouts, but less pressure. And less pressure, it started peeling up even worse. I don't know. That was irritating. So we're just gonna go with a super basic shape. We're gonna cut out some hearts. Apparently, the more detailed your items are, the harder it is to cut them with this Dollar Tree material. And again, it cut through the backing. So, and I'm not sure again why I didn't use the transfer tape. I should have, but I'm not, and I don't know why. So I'm just picking off the glittered hearts. So I mean, it's okay. It's pretty, but I'm not going to use it for anything too detailed. I'm trying to get it off the mat. I don't even know if I had used I think if I used the transfer tape, it would have taken the hearts and not the backing, just like using my finger, so. But you can kind of see the back of that. It was just foil. It almost looked like a foil on the back side. So, for just a basic sticker, I guess it's alright. See that it's silver on the back side. And it's really thin and malleable. I even was able to peel that off of that Cricut panel and then put it back on. So it's, I mean, I'll try and pick it off again in a few days and see how permanent it is. But yeah, it's alright. Okay, so that's what I used.
That's everything.
That's all of it.
Well, what can you say?
So
I guess start with the positives instead of all the negatives.
So my preferred items, I didn't use the faux leather because I don't have the right blade for my machine. I feel like that'll probably be a good product, but I can't tell you that yet because I can't use it yet. Melissa over at M&M Halls, she did say that I can use my machine because I've got the Cricut Air 2. She did say I can use my machine to cut leather. I just have to get a special blade. So, what I did like, for the most part, I liked the glitter iron-on because like this part right here, that was my fault. I had a little piece on the edge that I didn't remove from the transfer tape. And I think if I had heated this corner, these little nubs on the sides a little bit better, I think those would have transferred better.
So it was user error.
I think that's more user error than product error.
We can try and use it again and see
but
if it's...
all in all, I think that this turned out pretty good. I'm going to test it out for the first time.
I was playing with it last night and like rubbing my hand over. I wasn't getting glitter or anything on my hand.
Yeah, so I have
glitter-free fingers.
Like maybe one piece of glitter on my finger right now. So it's not that bad.
And it looks good.
Yeah, and it looks good. I made this for the kids, for Ethan.
It will hold up, we don't know, obviously.
Yeah, but durability is a question that's yet to be determined by many crafters because this is all new, so we don't know how long it's going to last.
But for making stuff for yourself or just gifts for people you know,
right. Yeah.
Great. I would not use it to sell stuff.
No, if I was in the business of selling my crafting, I probably wouldn't use this because we don't know the durability.
You want to sell a quality product.
Now in a year, if people have been using this stuff and it's like lasting and it's, you know, faring just as well as everything else, great. But yeah, so the iron-on stuff, I'm okay with, especially for all of this personal use preference. Okay, iron-on, yeah, I'd use that again. The permanent vinyl, yeah, I think that's fine. I used that. That's what I did the Green Bay Packers logo with on Tracy's food log. So this I did fine.
Yeah,
like I said in the video, the small detail cuts with the letters, it didn't catch it all, so I just sliced it out.
The bigger stuff, it
yeah,
works.
But for the most, and then like part of the issue, there's something right here. You can kind of see that ridge. That's just my own fault. I didn't layer it perfectly, but this I'm happy with. The permanent vinyl I think is a good thing.
Still probably wouldn't sell with it.
Again, yeah, for personal use, I think it's okay. The removable vinyl, that's
one you use for the stencil, right?
That I used for the stencil, and I don't think I would use it again. If I use it again, it's going to be for stenciling. Yeah. And I told you guys that tried different pressures and I tried different settings, and it's just
not great.
It's not something I'm going to buy more of. I'll go through what I have. I'll find a way to use what I have, but I'm not going to buy more of the removable.
For stencils, because if it tears, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it really seems like the more detailed your cut is, the harder it is to deal with that vinyl. So
if you just use it for big stuff.
If I use it for big basic shapes, then I think it'll be okay. And then there's the glitter paper vinyl. Same thing. The more detailed it was, the worse it cut. So, for that's why I had to go to the hearts, because it wasn't working for the things. I was trying to make something cute to put on my Cricut. I wanted to make like that cute little heart, the flower and the word create. I thought maybe I could put that on here, but no bueno. So, in all, yeah, it's $1.
Yep.
The tools are great. The transfer tape is fine. The permanent vinyl and the glitter iron-on. Those two I would consider buying again for personal use. The glitter paper and the glitter, or the removable vinyl, I'm not going to buy those again. So, whatever. That's fine.
Like
okay.
you said, you could try using it if you were going to make a bigger cutout.
Yeah, like if I want to make a big M and like do a monogram stencil for us.
Smaller detail.
I can try that down the road. Maybe try and make a doormat or something and use that for the stencil.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, okay. So that's all we have. Again, please leave us some comments. Let us know your thoughts on the crafting videos. Let us know your thoughts on other content that you would like to see from the Maitlands. And, yeah.
Like garage sale finds, thrift finds.
That's something that we've been doing a lot of. We've been watching a lot of flippers, resellers, and they record their garage sailing and their thrift store shopping, and they do it to resell stuff. And that's something that Tracy's been thinking about. And actually, Shaylin was thinking about it along with Tracy. Is that something we could feasibly do in the future? So Tracy's been watching a lot of those videos, and she's very intrigued. Would you be interested in going to thrift stores or garage sales with us? I don't know. Let us know. So yeah, that's it. That's all we have. We miss you guys. We love you. We appreciate you.
Thanks for coming back, even though we're not around.
Thank you for sticking around with us, even though we are lackadaisy on the content.
We'll keep coming back, and it will get better.
Yeah, we're going to come back. It's just a matter of when. So it's a big surprise when you see us come up. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. We love you. Oh, gosh. Have you subscribed to our channel yet? You should do that.
You probably should do that.
Click the subscribe button.
Who doesn't like a little bit of crazy?
When you click the subscribe button, you can click the bell. That sends you notifications every time we upload a new video, which you never know when that's going to happen. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. That really helps us out. And leave those comments down below. Okay? We read all of them. If nothing else, we give you a thumbs up, letting you know that we did read it. We try and comment back on as much as we can. So Thank you
Love
guys,
you guys
so much. We love you, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.
See ya.